And welcome back to the Punchline with Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez.
It's been like
a
8
minute.
weeks, right?
It's been some time.
It's been like 8 weeks. Longer? Has it been that long, Justin?
And don't think we won't do it again.
First week of December was the last one?
Yeah. We're going to do it again. Remember that goofy meme with the memes? I'll fucking do it again. That's it.
Hey, Just, you want to, I don't know what you got going over there. You want to do the YouTube today? Just because we haven't been on and I may be sitting there twiddling my thumbs. Or should I stay on it and see?
I just stay on it.
Why would it hurt you to stay on it?
That's what they wait to see you on there, Kelly. I can't even get on the show. Can you? Where's the show at? Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it. All right, I found it. Oh, man, look, it's already kicking.
What's up, Leonard?
What's up, Scott? What's up, Dylan? Hey, Kaylin's here. Without my shirt done. I'm gonna kick Kaylin right in the teeth.
Is your arms getting blood circulation cut off?
Dude, this is a shirt you got me for 2 years.
You still got your straps on.
Oh shit! I didn't do that on purpose. No, but this is the shirt you got me 2 years for my birthday. Remember? This Under Armour one. Yeah.
It's the Punisher logo, isn't it?
No, not this one. This is separate.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Yeah.
Yeah, you got me that 2 years ago to get me ready to get me in the gym. Remember? It worked. It fucking worked. Caitlin SMH. It's not going to be SMH when I kick you in the face.
Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it. Leonard Holt, glad to see you guys back on. Thanks, Leonard. Good to be back.
So, I mean, we have some stuff that went on in the world of boxing this week. But, hey, before we go anywhere, we should hit this Kobe Bryant tragedy. What a shame, man. What a big loss to the world, you know?
Horrible.
I hate to see that. And, you know, people can have their opinion, whatever they want about Kobe or whatever they want. But you can't take away from what he did in the world of sports and what he did in basketball.
He did. You know, and I will tap on that real quick. You know, it was one of them things, people going on. I made a big post about last night. And it wasn't the fact that other people passed. You know, we know that. And everybody feels the same way. You know, nobody's life's more important than the other. But Kobe he was out and he played in front of 70,000 people a night, and he was known by millions across the world. And it hurt, and especially with his daughter being on, and the other families and their kids. You know, it's just horrible to even think about the situation. And
you know, as a father, and my thing was this: what hurt me the worst, and I know you probably too, is knowing that's happening. There's no way you can protect your daughter at that moment. You know what I mean?
You just comfort her.
And comfort her.
If that makes any.
Speaking of heroes, we have Louis Alessio watching. And
Louis?
Louis, yes.
What's up, Louis?
Louis, that's a hero right there, you know. Been in the Marines longer than God, right?
Yeah. Jeez, oh man, he put some years
Jesus was his drill sergeant.
Yeah.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, Lou. He's getting ready. So speaking of that, he's getting ready. He's coming up on his retirement soon. I believe this summer. Yeah. So, congratulations to Louis on that.
Yes. What a great, long, great career in the Marine Corps. Yeah. And you know, a lot of people, I don't think they realize how hard it is to have a full career in the military like that, with all the bullshit you go through. Not the deployments, but just the everyday mundane bullshit.
It is.
And to make a career like that, be successful at it. I mean, you have to.
Well, I couldn't imagine. You've been there, but I could imagine though.
You know why though? Unlike Louis, I'm not good enough to do anything else. You know what I mean? Fuck, I had to stay. But hey Jeff, he said Zach and I are watching, fellas. He did the project on you, James. Well, thank you, bro. Let me know how he did on that. Hey, thank you, Benjamin. Louis, thank you, and thank you, Louis. Esteban's on. So, I mean, getting back to Kobe, you know, I see so much negativity. He's a rapist. You know what? Nobody said a fucking thing all these years about it. They wait for the guy to die and they jump on this bullshit.
Or like I said, again, you got millions of people that watch him perform and this and that. But when he dies, people can't understand why he's getting all the attention. Well, how come where was your outcry when 70,000 people were showing up to watch him play basketball? You know what I mean? Like
a million people watching.
So if they showed up, you don't think anybody, and it was a horrible thing. And those are the people, like I said, I started off. I said social media gives people the platform to feel relevant in life.
Yes, exactly.
You know, everybody's death is a tragedy, especially how I feel about it. It is.
But it's also imminent. Everybody's going to die.
Exactly. But listen, there's people that we don't know, and there's people that we do know. And again, and I hate to say it, I don't think it would be as it would be hard on a lot of people and devastating. But especially when I found out his daughter was on it, 13 years old. That just upped it even worse. So.
And then the other children that were on there, and the people. I mean, it's a tragedy. Here's another thing too, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it because I'm probably in a position to say it. I hate every time that we have a sports hero or an actor die. You always get some asshole who says, well, "What about the veterans dying every day?" Listen, and I'm gonna say it. It's not always about us. It's not about veterans all the time. There are other people in this world besides veterans, and I'm going to say it. It's stop trying to take a tragedy and make it the same as another tragedy. He passed away, and when we join the military, this is what we sign up for. We sign up for this thing that may happen, And Kobe dying, it's not a competition with the two other soldiers that died earlier in the week. It's not a competition. It's a shame and it's a tragedy on both sides.
And I didn't want to tap into too much of that. And it is true. I mean, and again, most of the military people are private people also.
Yes.
They go out. They don't want to brag about what they do, their feats and everything else. They go and they protect and serve. Yes. And again, they're known by mainly their family and friends, their close circle. Yeah. And the same with people I've heard mention, doctors and teachers.
Yes.
And listen, professional athletes, a very good amount, a lot more than not, donate and contribute back to society. But again, it's going on the fact of, and it is a popularity thing. Mm-hmm. It's not that they're more important or that their lives are more important. It's the fact, we got to be real, is that more fucking people know them. Thousands, millions of people know them.
As Louis could tell you, I've never had 70,000 people show up to watch me at the shooting range. Never had it.
That's what I mean. So
and part of being in the military is we're humble. You're supposed to be humble.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
And you're supposed to be a silent professional. And I don't see that anymore. And it's not the veterans doing it. It's people speaking up saying, well, what about the veterans that died last week? Well, what the fuck?
Exactly.
So everybody has to walk on eggshells? Because everybody has to walk on eggshells when somebody dies because it might offend a veteran group or a veteran. No, stop. It's not a competition. Everybody's going to die. Yeah. And that's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that.
All I got to say. So, hey, let's tap into some of these fights coming up. What we got, Kelly?
Over that period of time,
we saw some fights.
And I knew I still had to watch fights because if we may come back on whenever we did, and I had to talk about them. But to be honest, I don't even fucking really remember any of the fights.
Come on, guys, help us out. We've seen them. Well, we just saw Jarrett Hurd.
I mean, a lot of them were actually fucking.
We just saw Jarrett Hurd.
I was put through a lot of fucking misery having to stay up till 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning to watch them. So that way, in case I do remember who fought, I would have to talk about it. I just had
to remind you, Jarrett Hurd just fought.
He did.
And he looked like shit.
I'll go on that one. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. He did look like crap, and I think that the weight cut is catching up to Jarrett Hurd.
He moved up. Yeah, it's still catching up.
Yeah. He fought. Was that fight? I thought it was still a junior middleweight.
Was it? I thought it. He probably is. Oh yeah, and we got Gary Russell. We'll get to that, Esteban.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't think changing the trainers was going to fix Jarrett Hurd. I don't think changing the trainers is going to help. I think it's a lot of things. I think his style's catching up to him, and I think the weight cut is catching up.
Jarrett Hurd is wear you down, use his size advantage type fighter, and it was working even at junior middleweight. Yeah. But maybe he looked like a linebacker fighting.
A fucking receiver.
Yeah, a small soccer player.
Yeah.
He just looked big, but he also looked sluggish. And from my opinion, I think it might be catching up to him. They won't come out and say it, but I think that's the issue. It's not because Jarrett Hurd wasn't a box around the ring, flashy, super fast
he's come
guy.
To you and he overwhelms you.
So saying that's how he fights every fight, but he looked like he got tired quicker. Usually Jarrett Hurd gets more energized as the rounds go on. This time it looked like he was getting tired and wore out by the much smaller guy. I don't know.
The thing is this. I really don't see Jarrett Hurd being successful against a guy like Charlo. I hate to say it. I don't think he's going to do well with a guy like Jamal Charlo. I don't think he's going to do well with a guy like Andrade. And
he still stands a chance against a guy like Charlo.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I wouldn't pick him to win, but
he stands a chance with anybody. But I think the way we're seeing him fight, I think he's the same way as we say about Munguia. He's as good as he's going to get.
I could kind of almost see that. Yes, I agree.
I think a guy like Patrick Teixeira beats the shit out of him. Patrick, or maybe a guy like Kana Islam beats him up.
Who's in great shape, who can throw a lot of punches and keep coming.
And a consummate boxer, a real boxer.
Here's one we forgot about is Crawford. And Jose Alessandra says that Crawford got tagged.
He's going to.
He's a fighter, and you're going to get hit.
Crawford, we got from Crawford what we were going to get from Crawford. We said that
I liked
kid.
it.
I said that kid could fight. Who fought him? We've
known
that. We've known that. We've known that kid from Oxnard. We knew he could fight.
He's with a hell of a team. He's got a great team behind him. Some of the best trainers. I like that fight for Crawford because he showed his grit.
Yeah.
He came out. He said, "You know what? Caught me. I'm going to show you that I got heart. I got balls." And he came out and he fought and he stood there, and his hand speed and his talent and natural skills came out and showed in that fight.
Absolutely. But you know what it showed me, Kelly? I don't know. I think maybe you agree. It showed he has another gear in him. Two or three more gears.
Yeah.
Look, in this sport, you're going to get caught. And I hate how people think in their head because he is so good, he's not allowed to get hurt or caught. 'Cause everybody gets hurt in this sport. Everybody.
Yeah.
We remember Roy Jones getting hurt early in his career. Oscar being hurt.
No, you get hit, man. You get caught as boxing.
But it was funny. We talked about this fight prior, and we said, this kid can fight, and he could hurt Crawford. And people, because you've never heard of him, doesn't mean he's not good.
Yeah, think about it. You got on average between 700 and 1,000 punches coming from a trained professional fighter.
A trained two-time Olympian.
Yeah. You're not going to get caught?
You're going to get bro.
I don't know, like really, I don't know if you really break it down. I want somebody, when people like say that they got caught and dropped, I want somebody to go and literally shadow box and set the timer for an hour, but have somebody keep count of 700 to 1,000 punches, shadow boxing now too, and tell me what you think.
Guadalupe said Crawford, I think, would be an even match with any welterweight. He's a fucking welterweight already, Guadalupe. What are you talking about?
You said what?
He'd be an even match for any welterweight. Crawford is a welterweight.
He's been at welterweight.
He's been a welterweight. He's a world welterweight champion. What are your thoughts on J-Rock slipping on that banana Rosario?
Yeah, Leonard Holt said that J-Rock got upset by the banana man.
He may have, but that's what happens in the sport. I didn't see it coming. Yeah. But also, I've never been sold on J-Rock, but I didn't think Rosario would beat him.
Gerardo said, did Hurd look slow to you? Again, did Hurd ever look really fast to me? That's the question. No, I just think he looked sluggish.
Drained. Maybe
drained. Again, he got tired and wore down by a guy who was a lot smaller than him, and usually don't happen that way. And we know Hurd gets stronger as the fight goes on. So I think there was more to it than what people think, and I really, truly think that the weight issue is starting to become a factor.
I think maybe 160, Kelly, and I think taking him back and tearing him down and starting again maybe would not hurt to try. Yeah. I don't think the style that he has is working for him against the more elite guys. I think guys like I said, Kana, guys like Teixeira, Charlo, some of these other 154 guys.
Patrick Teixeira, I think he still might be a little too small.
He's 6 foot tall. He walks around about 190
frame
himself.
And everything, but I still think he gives him a hell of a fight. It's a fight that goes either way.
What happens when you have a great chin? Which he does. He has a fantastic chin, and he can box. And Hurd don't have that kind of power to take him out like that.
I mean, it's interesting.
It is.
It's that calls for fight of the year.
Oh, somebody's gonna bleed, right?
Yep.
Somebody's gonna fucking bleed.
Ricardo goes, "What do you guys think of PBC telling Andy Ruiz he needs to change trainer? I think Manny Robles is a good trainer."
Manny Robles is an outstanding trainer. I don't know, but Kelly can tell you about them telling you about training trainers. I don't know about that very much, but Kelly can tell you they can tell you to change trainers.
They can. It's your promotional company. Mine told me from 2001 to change trainers. The top rank from the beginning. I mean, HI sent me with Pat Barry, and I did go to Pat Barry, but I fought. I fought to keep Jack there all the way up till when I went to Robert Garcia.
And that was because you were loyal.
Yeah.
Did you ever like when you did think like fuck? Were you like nervous about?
Oh, but they tried. They tried in 2001. Then they sent me out there to the Jose Luis Castillo Corrales fight.
Yes.
And the reason they sent me out, me and my dad, was to sit down with me and talk. And
they were trying to scare you into retiring, watching that fucking fight.
And I had to resign because it's a 5-year contract.
Yeah.
So it was my 5 years was up, and I was renewing the contract with them. But they had other trainers there talking to me. We went home. You know, and you give them the
I'll
get
be in
home. No, you know, we kept 2008 right after the Taylor.
Yeah.
There was more talk between them, but no, you know, I stayed, and it was just one of those things that. So it comes to a point. I mean, that's up to Breeze on that one,
Yeah.
and the promoters. But if PBC says, "Listen, I'm gonna freeze you," listen, I'm not being mean when I say this.
PBC can freeze you.
A fighter, they're only living their payday. And a trainer has to understand this. When your boss man tells you, "Hey, you're leaving this trainer, or I freeze you, or you don't fight," you don't get paid.
Bro.
A trainer, on the other hand,
Kelly, you're making their heads blow up right now. They go, "What are they fucking talking about? No one can free them. They're the boss. Fighters are the boss."
I know, no, but
they're blowing their fucking heads up right now.
Yeah, no, a promoter could do that.
No, but they think that people on here, a lot of people think that the fighter is in charge. No,
they're not. And then if you got to be crazy and messed up in the head to think that, and so what I'm going with that is. When a fighter, you get froze if you don't listen to your boss man.
Ask Mikey.
A trainer, on the other hand, listen, they got other guys, especially if you're at that level.
Yeah,
you're gonna be able to make money. A trainer is not signed to a promotional company. They could go train anybody they want. They could charge people coming to their gym. A trainer is gonna have money there and income coming in one way or another. Mm-hmm. He ain't done. A fighter, you're under a contract with this promotional company. You may not ever fight again. Mm-hmm. So,
ask when they froze Mikey for 2 years out of Tom Brady. Remember that?
Yeah.
So I mean, if you could freeze one of their biggest stars at the time, Mikey Garcia, they'd have no problem freezing the fuck out of Joe Blow.
Exactly. Uncle Sham says a ghost is a ghost no longer. Welcome back. Farmer versus JoJo on Thursday. Who wins?
I got Farmer.
I think so.
I'm gonna tell you why. We know, we've talked to JoJo, we've seen him. JoJo does not always train the way he should. We've seen that with Gary Russell. I don't think he's going to just pick it up for this one.
Yeah, JoJo's, he gets hit a little too much.
Yeah.
And I don't think he quite has the power, the one-punch power to really hurt in the fight.
Hit Farmer. Farmer's slick, man. But, there were some really good questions we didn't get to. Darren always has great questions. Where does Crawford go from here? Probably the most talented welterweight there is, but literally nobody for him to realistically fight. There's a lot of people for him to fight. It just, will they make those fights? Yeah.
Well, you got, I think the only ones right now, you got Porter, which
Spence.
Nobody really wants to take, but Spence is hard to make.
But you can make it.
They keep talking.
Yes. Well, they've made some headway on that lately. So.
And actually, believe it or not, Crawford's in a bad position. Who does he have right now, really realistically, that he might be able to get a fight with? Porter, Pacquiao.
You know who else I've been seeing?
That's it.
What about Boots? Fucking Enos. Enos is a great, fantastic fighter.
He is, but people will say will come down that he's not ready yet. He's
the kid's 26-0. Yeah, there's a time where he needs.
I know, but they're going to say he hasn't fought nobody.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, I agree, but it doesn't matter. Anybody he fights besides those four guys, he fights Danny Garcia, Crawford. I mean, anybody fights between Danny Garcia, Spence, or one of these other guys is going to be not ready.
Yeah.
How do these guys ever get ready?
I don't know. Jake goes, if a fighter is young but has 20-plus pro fights, is right around the thing. Is it too late to retrain them from scratch?
Kelly
I think bad habits take over at that point.
Kelly would know better than me.
Yeah, it's a little late in the game. You're talking about at least a year, if you're really, really going to do it, a year of, which still may not make a difference. Fighters will go back to old ways, especially in the 20s.
Yeah.
It's hard. So at that point, you just got to be the trainer and fine-tune their style. And that's all you can really do.
Eddie has a good. He should fight Regis. Who? Enos and Regis or Crawford? I think Crawford's a little too big for Regis Pro Grace.
Yeah.
And you know what? Right now, Eddie. I mean, as much as I agree with you, there's nothing in it for Crawford to fight him. Regis just came off a loss. What about Josh Taylor? Josh Taylor would be a good fight. And he's a big kid.
Guys like Crawford, guys like Lomachenko, guys like Canelo could go out and beat King Kong, and they're not going to be get the credit for it. So him going to fight a guy like Prograis,
yeah,
he will not get the credit for
that.
That's
what I'm saying. They're going to say
Prograis was Josh Taylor beat him.
Yeah, they're going to say Prograis just was 140. He's too small. Crawford's cherry picking, even though Regis is a great fighter. I think Josh Taylor would be a better fight for Crawford myself.
I think so. Uncle Sham says, since Wilder versus Fury won, I think Wilder has gotten better, while Fury has gotten worse, especially considering the WWF crap. I don't know about that.
I don't know. I think it all comes down to who comes in, if he comes in shape or not.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. It really comes down to, I think, what Fury's style. I think if he gets to the 12th round and survives the 12th round, he wins the fight. but that's if he does it, because we all know Wilder has that radar locked in cannon.
I got a question. Here's a good question from Felix Torres. Why does everyone dismiss Bud's resume at 147?
I don't know.
I think it's good old-fashioned fucking hate.
It is. That's what I just said.
It doesn't matter who he fights.
I said, remember I just said,
Yeah.
Lomachenko, Canelo, Crawford, they're not going to get their credit.
You know what? I can tell you right now. If Crawford fought Spence next week and Crawford beat Spence, they would say he only won because Spence was in a car accident.
Spence wasn't ready for that yet.
Spence had new teeth. He couldn't wear the mouthpiece, blah, blah, fucking blah. It's always going to be something.
He still has a piece of the Ferrari logo in his butthole.
Yeah, it's going to be something. You know what I mean? And it's the same. You know who I'd like to see a fight? Do you know who I would like to see, Kelly? I would like to see Virgil Ortiz Jr. and not Regas, Enos. A Boots fight.
That would be a good fight.
Fucking fantastic fight. With two kids coming up on the way up.
And I like it, but I always look at it like this. It's great for boxing,
Yes.
and it would be a hell of a fight.
Yes.
But at the same time, why? You got two young kids who are on their way up and can become superstars and then really fall into their own and give you great fights. So why like for instance, me with Miranda.
Yes.
Miranda had a little more bigger fights.
Yes.
Alan Green, Abraham.
Yeah.
But you had two big time punchers, and it turned out to be a great fight for the fans.
Yeah.
But I think even with a guy like Ortiz and Enos, that's too early.
Enos has 25 fights. Ortiz is 16. We're right about that cusp now.
16 fights for 16? Ortiz.
Ortiz 16-0, 16 knockouts.
I think let him keep doing what he's doing. Give him a title shot. Let him make that a mega fight.
I think. But
make it a multi-million.
Do you think that fight if they'd made that would catapult with him and start him right away?
Oh, absolutely. I think so. It should.
I think who I think we're going to see, and I'm going to give you guys up. I'm going to give you a heads up on this. I don't know for sure, but you're going to see Virgil Ortiz and Keith Thurman before too long.
See, I think
that's what you're going to see next.
I think that's a good fight.
I think it'd be a great fight, and I would not be surprised if Virgil stops Keith Thurman.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a savage in the ring. I don't know though. What do you guys think? Fuck, I don't know.
Jose Alessandra says, "What if Jose Ramirez comes up to fight Bud?"
Jose's a little small too. He's 140, but why not? Credit. Why fucking not?
I mean, yeah, if you're Crawford at this point, fucking fight.
Why not Maurice Hooker come up and fight Bud? He's 147 too. Now, you know what? There's fights out there for Bud. There really is. Just imagine, and it's not always Bud. People think it's Bud making these decisions. It's Top Rank, and it's these opponents. Nobody wants to get in there and risk that. Fighting him. They know what the outcome of fighting this guy is. Mm-hmm. You remember when Roy Jones fought?
Yeah.
You don't remember. You were too young. You were just a tadpole.
Yeah, I remember when he fought.
I know you did. But what I'm saying is, not many people volunteered to fight him, and not too many people volunteered to fight Oscar. You got these guys that were on the fringe that needed money that fought him.
Yep.
I mean, unless you had like Virgil Hill and some of these other stars.
Yeah, they came in, but and then Roy Jones for a little while there took some heat for that. If we go back and think about it, when Roy Jones was at that time fighting guys like that, he got hit with. Well, when he fights somebody and they back him up or they put pressure on him, he's going to have a hard time.
Yeah. Tyler said, I don't see Keith taking that fight. Well, it's what I heard. So I think Keith will take that fight because Keith doesn't have anything else going for him right now. He just came off a loss with Manny Pacquiao. And why not take that fight to get him back?
I mean, he could possibly, if he was to take one, take it with Spence.
Danny Garcia again.
Or take it with Spence.
Spence, yes, I can see that. But for Spence, there's nothing for him to fight him.
Yeah.
He came off a loss. These guys, I don't know the fuck what I know, but I don't know. But hey, they want to talk about Danny Garcia's fight. For me, I thought Danny Garcia looked good.
I thought he looked great.
And people were saying they hated on him, but did you see the post I made on the page about that? I said he looked. If you know boxing and you're a true fan or you know what you're looking at, he looked amazing. He did things in there like he changed levels of his punches. He timed himself. He's not the fastest guy, but his timing was on. He changed levels. I love the way he moved.
I think Danny Garcia's hand speed is fantastic.
I was comparing it to the other welterweights.
I could actually not. I mean, he's not as fast as the other guy or top, but he's faster than most of them. I think he's faster than Thurman.
Yeah,
he might be right around with Spence. I think Danny Garcia could fight. Listen. He lost 2 fights. Yes. And he lost to a Keith Thurman that was a little better at the time. In a close fight that could have went either way. Yeah. Who else did he lose to? Porter. Which we know Porter's
a dog.
Everyone a hard time. I don't care who you are. So I think he's a fantastic fighter. I do. I'm not.
Kelly, I don't know if you saw, I know you saw, but I saw the way his punches were, his angles. He changed levels, and he changed the angles of his punches. Like, he couldn't get it. He can't get in with his jab, so he changed the angle of his jab. And that's something that a hardcore fan or somebody who really knows the sport sees.
He reminded me he did a lot of Mayweather things in there.
Very. And I know people are going, what do you mean he's not Mayweather?
Not Mayweather, not his style, but the punches, the hand out and the little shots to the body.
When he caught that cat's punch with the glove and he hit him with the same hand, I go, dude, that was on point.
There was a lot. Uncle Sham says, first Uncle Sham got 2. He says, I heard Canelo is fighting that Japanese guy, Murata, next.
Murata? I don't know. Be. I heard, I don't know. I heard it was Billy Joe Saunders, but we'll see.
Leonard Holt says, Kelly, did you ever try to go after the Abraham fight? How would that fight have played out? I wanted it. Of course, I wanted the other belt for the trophy case.
And the sanctioning fee.
Well, no, I would have probably vacated after I got it.
waiting for the
that fight.
To come in.
Yeah, that fight with Abraham. That came down to promoters. And you know what? Bob Arum was right on it. Abraham wanted me to go overseas to fight him, and Bob Arum kept saying over and over, "Why would we go over there? We're the lineal champ. We're the big name. We won the titles from the champion. Again, still should have been undisputed." And Bob Arum, and they didn't want to budge. Abraham's handlers, because they knew if I fought him in the United States, they would have probably stopped the fight because he would have been battered and bloodied.
In Germany, you had to kill him to lose it.
And in Germany, I'd had to have him in a bag or a stretcher
to get a title
to get the winner.
Yep.
Yeah, to win.
There was a good question. Where do you rank Danny's chin? Felix, I have to rank it one of the top 5 in the sport right now. I've never seen Danny hurt.
Good defense, too, on top of that, but he's been caught in some fights, and he has a good chin.
And he has a good chin. Eddie says he would like to see Danny Garcia in boots. No. Come on, Eddie. I know you like boots, but Danny would beat the shit out of this kid right now.
Sham says Danny G versus Mikey G is a good fight.
It'd be a great fight, but we'll see what happens after this.
And there's talks Tank and Leo Santa Cruz. Who wins? Ooh.
You know what? If Tank fought like he fought last fight, I got Leo, but we'll see.
I still think Russell stands a better chance and could win that fight.
Well, now if Russell's 40 when he fights him, because Russell doesn't fight.
I know, but I'm just saying, when we were talking about that before, Tank's good, but I have still yet to see, I guess, a guy like Leo. It's a whole different fight because Gervonta is a very talented fighter, but he's not obviously nowhere near as fast as Gary Russell. And Gary Russell showed us against, top fighters how good he is.
He's strong.
I think Gary Russell stands a very good chance of winning that fight. Tank still has a chance, but Santa Cruz does throw a lot of punches.
1,200 a fight. 120 a round. He has one lined up, but he don't fight. But in between, he's fighting 1.5 every 2 years. It's not getting the job done. But Eddie was talking about Enos and Danny. Now, I'll go back to Enos. Enos is a great fighter, fantastic. But he fought a guy he was supposed to beat. This guy was terrible. And Enos was getting caught a lot in this fight. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
He was getting caught.
And it's hard to base off that because the fact that he knew he was in there with a guy.
I know, but they were saying he did it on purpose. Nobody wants to get hit on purpose.
No, sometimes you will.
Yeah.
I honestly, I can tell you right now, when I went in against a guy who was not, I was going for the kill, and I didn't care how many times I got hit.
Yeah.
Because I knew that I wasn't in danger. And when you're in there fighting, sometimes all that shit goes out of your head because to me, it was more important to get the knockout and knock out a lesser guy than it was about getting hit. And that was the way I fought.
Would I like to see it? Yeah, but I don't think Enos can beat Danny Garcia right now. I think Enos next year can beat Danny Garcia. I love Enos. I think he's a fantastic fighter. I saw some things in Enos that he needs to work on before you get up to these. And I know it kills these guys from Philly. But I've seen some things that he needs to work on before he moves that higher echelon of fighters.
Yep. James Burrell says, they would have robbed you in Germany. And then Uncle Sham said, you see the Joe Smith fight. One of the judges was blind. I didn't see that.
I don't know. If Tank not fit, he will be exposed. Russell beats him regardless. I don't think so. I don't think Tank is exposed. I think Tank's a great fighter. I think Tank has issues with his discipline, keeping his weight in check. And, a lot of times when these guys are heavy, and I know I'm not insulting anybody's intelligence, trust me, when these guys are heavy, really heavy, they spend the whole camp getting in shape and not working on anything they need to work on.
Might be, or might be he just don't give a shit.
Either way, he's you know.
Yeah, and I don't think it's right. I think eventually you got to do something about it. I mean, it's unfair that this guy is coming in
2 or 3 pounds heavier.
So if he's coming in 2 or 3 pounds heavier, and he is watching his weight.
Yeah.
So what is he rehydrating to? I understand that. Okay, I wouldn't give a shit where Tank rehydrates to if he's making weight.
Yeah.
If he's making a contractual agreement on the weight.
Yeah.
Then hey, do it. You did what you did. But when you still don't make it, and you can rehydrate to what you want. It's unfair, and I think eventually they're going to have to come down on it or find some rule or law because it's unfair. It truly is.
It's that Sean says if Loma beats Lopez, are we going to see Loma and Haney? Nobody's talking about that possible fight because right now it's not even worth talking about because we still have Teofimo and Loma. We don't even know what's going to happen there. So why jump ahead?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I agree. But who if he does beat?
But who's Haney going to beat to get in line to fight them guys? You know what I mean? Haney right now has not.
I think, honestly, for Loma, he's getting to the age. If Loma wants to go out on a high horse, you beat Lopez and you beat Tank. Of course, Lomachenko will get shit for it because these guys were not ready for him. But if he went out and beat them, I mean, who else has he got to fight?
Right. And I think there's some great fights for Lomachenko or Teofimo. What do you think about that fight anyway? We've never really talked about who do you think is going to got that fight?
Teofimo. Here's my only concern.
Yes.
I'm not making excuses now.
I agree, Tyler.
Because Loma's getting older. I mean, he is. We don't know how it's going to go about. But what is he, 32 now?
33, right?
33?
33.
But I'm still going to have to favor Loma on that because I just think he's that good and he's got the experience.
I agree.
But Teofimo's a bad dude.
I agree with Eddie, too. He says, I think Loma... It's going to come. For me, it's going to come happen. Teofimo's going to stop Loma, or Loma's just going to box the shit out of him and kind of embarrass him all night.
I think honestly, that's where it comes down to. I think that if that fight goes to decision, it's a big point lead for Lomachenko.
We're going right.
Yeah,
we're going that month. Hey, guess where we're going next month? Did you tell everybody? Dallas. We're going to see Mikey Garcia and Jesse Vargas.
Yes,
how do you got that fight, Kelly? We got no. We can't. We have to be honest now. We can't be like, oh, that's me.
I think Mikey takes that fight. I like both guys. Obviously, I like Mikey a lot, but
you love Jesse too.
Jesse's a really good dude, but I got to lean towards Mikey, and I think in that type fight, the skills are too one-sided on that one.
Do you think we could get Mikey and Jesse on the show sometime? I think we could.
We could try and squeeze it in.
Someone has their phone numbers. One of us has them.
We'll get them.
Thank you. Hey, look, one of the best trainers out there in the country, Donald Leary. One of the best trainers out, man. What's up, Donald? Hey, guys, if you guys don't know, Donald Leary is one of the best trainers in California, in the country.
Absolutely. Uncle Sham says, I heard Ruiz is considering Teddy Atlas as a trainer. Teddy is good, but I think he gets too emotional in the corner.
I agree. Eddie said, Jesse Vargas is going to beat Mikey. Hey, Eddie, throw some money on that. Well, I'll take that bet any day.
I'll take that one.
I'll take that bet.
Damon. Hey, Damon Martinez showed up. He says, how about Clarissa Shill saying she's done the most in women's boxing? I think you better go talk with
Ann Wolf.
Ann Wolf, for sure. Layla Ali, for sure. And, I mean, how Christy Martin.
Christy Martin? Fuck yeah.
Pretty much just that, really, in my opinion, she may not have been the first female fighter, but she was, the big start of it.
And Ann Wolf took female boxing to another stratosphere.
She did.
She let people know that these women aren't here to fuck around, you know?
Layla Ali, my God. How can you even argue with Layla Ali? First of all, she got the last name from her dad. Well, obviously, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Her dad was Muhammad Ali, the greatest. So she had that going in. But you know what? She didn't have to have Muhammad Ali as her dad.
Yeah.
She was a phenomenal fighter.
Yes.
That girl could fight.
Yes. It's in the blood.
Pretty as hell, too.
Susan Clausen is on here. Hey, Susan.
Hi, Susan.
Ann Wolf did so much. And, Ann Wolf is just a good person. I want to ask this. I want to ask, why, Eddie, do you think that Jesse Vargas is going to beat Mikey? Because Mikey lost to Errol Spence. You think that somehow he's not as good as advertised? A motherfucker can fight.
Different fights.
It's a different fight.
Leonard says, Tio has the size and youth.
We'll make it 50, Eddie. Let's just make it 50 and get it a round number. You want in on that too, Kelly? $50 too?
Yeah.
Hey, me and Kelly both down for 50, Eddie. And we don't take no excuses. $50.
Well, I'm going with Leonard right here. Said Teo has the size and youth. He does, but Lomachenko has the skills, and Lomachenko's fighting bigger guys and experience, and it's just we'll see what happens. Listen, it's a fight that could go either way. I'm just going with Loma, and I think Teofimo's a fantastic fighter, though, and I think that his career don't end there. Win or lose, obviously, if he wins, he's going to go on. But
Teofimo's dynamic. No matter
he is,
lose, and that's the thing. But you know what? If Teofimo loses, they'll shit all over him.
They will.
Mikey lost to Spence. Guess what? Mikey can't even beat Jesse Vargas now. He's a terrible welterweight. He's a terrible 140. Fuck, I don't know. It says Mikey. Darren says Mikey and Vargas is interested about, but I'm not sure about Mikey at 147. I think he's best at 140. I agree, but styles make fights.
They do.
And Errol Spence is not Jesse Vargas, or Jesse Vargas is not Errol Spence, guys.
Her name wasn't all Lee for nothing. Damon says, guys, does Danny Garcia have an underrated, well-schooled skill set?
I agree. Yes,
he does.
Absolutely. And if you did not see how good he really is in that fight, you should start watching fucking badminton.
Yeah. I mean, just go look at all of his fights, though. He's beaten good fighters. I mean, Danny Garcia, in my opinion, right now, could be has a very good argument as a Hall of Famer.
Why not? They put worse fighters in.
No, I'm being serious. But really, go back, look at it, all the guys he beat. I mean, Danny Garcia really could go in the Hall of Fame right now if he retired tomorrow. He absolutely could, and you can't argue that.
Yeah. Susan says, I absolutely love all around Teofimo. I agree. I love Teofimo too, and win or lose, this guy is still going to be a great fighter. He's going to be a great fighter, and I love Teofimo. I think Teofimo beats anybody else almost at that weight. Yeah. I just don't think Lomachenko might be that guy right now. He's going to beat him.
Iso Akun goes, did you guys have a show after the Crawford versus Mean Machine? No, we didn't. I think Bud is looking vulnerable at 147. I think Iso that Mean Machine made him look vulnerable at 147.
He's big.
He's a good fighter. He's a
Olympian.
A really good fighter. And I think that actually Crawford showed me more from that than anything.
Crawford shows that he had an extra gear set, 2 or 3 gears. He changed. Yeah. Hey, look what Donald said. Kelly and James know what they're talking about. Best boxing talk show. Thank you, Donald.
Right,
Thank you, Donald. That's what we're talking about. When you get an established, good fucking trainer saying that.
Well, he knows.
He knows.
Everybody should know right now. Ricardo goes, you guys think Mikey knocks out Jesse Vargas?
No.
That fight goes to decision. Mikey outpoints him.
Yeah, Jesse has a great chin.
It could happen.
Hey, Manny didn't move that guy.
I know,
and
but
some of these bigger guys didn't fucking move this guy.
Let's be fair too at that. Manny didn't knock anybody out really at 147.
But Manny's resurged. But Manny can still hurt you. I think
he can't hurt me.
I still think Manny.
I can bet you right now he can't hurt me.
Well, look how little he is. But I think Manny's a bigger. I think Manny's.
Put money on that one. You want to drop $50? I'll go take a punch from him right now. $250.
I bet you ain't going 12 rounds with him, though.
I bet you I ain't going. I bet you I ain't going 12 seconds with him. You have that defibrillator in there.
No, I really think Manny's a bigger puncher than Mikey. At 147,
I don't.
You don't think he's bigger than Mikey?
No, not
puncher?
at 47.
Ask Donald. Donald's right here. Donald worked with Mikey how many years?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think Manny is a harder puncher than Mikey at 47.
Hey, Donald, what do you think about Mikey and Jesse Vargas? I got Mikey out pointing him.
Manny showed that he has a hard time at 47. That's one of the few weight divisions where he could not carry the power.
Yes. Susan, right. Danny Garcia is always underrated, and I think it's just his style. You know what we were talking? Remember we talked about?
I thought Danny looked fantastic.
I did too. But do you remember we talked about guys like Errol Spence and Crawford who do nothing great but does everything good?
Yeah.
Danny Garcia is one of those fighters. He does nothing great. He's not gonna overwhelm you with this wow. But you know what? Everything he does is good.
He's a tactical fighter. I mean, he's on point. He catches you. He counters.
Yes.
And again, I'm going on that. Look at his resume. I mean, the guy could fight.
Yes.
Look who he's beat. Look at his 2 losses were to 2 very good fighters, and they could have gone either way.
Eddie says only $150 bet. I think Jesse Vargas underrated, too big. I don't think 147 fits Mikey. Again, Eddie, I think styles make fights in this. I think it does. Now, if we're saying Crawford and Mike get 147, or Crawford or Mike get somebody else, okay. But we're talking about a different style of fighter, a guy that comes straight to you. Mikey is one of the best counter punchers in the business, and if you come straight to him, he's going to make you pay.
Absolutely. Jose goes, I got $10 that Teofimo wins that night. Man,
10?
You guys got PayPal?
They better have PayPal because they'll get called out on this shit.
We're setting it up too.
Donald says I definitely got Mikey, but it's going to be a good scrap. I agree, Donald.
It is going to be a good fight. I mean, Jesse comes to fight, and there's no denying that.
Yeah.
And he could take a shot.
And
he's
going to land a shot.
Yeah, he's a big 147 pounder.
He's 154 last fight.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He's fucking tall. How tall is he? About 5'9", 5'10"? 5'9"?
Your measurements sometimes though are just a little off.
Well, everybody's 5'9" to me, right?
You
should see what I talk about weenie.
Yeah. I got a 14 inches.
It's been 8 inches forever.
No,
man.
he's about 5'8", 5'9".
Hey, Gerson says, Kelly Pavlik, James Dominguez. First of all, I want to wish you a happy New Year. Sorry so late. I'm going to share your show. Thank you, Gerson. I appreciate it, bro.
Thank you, man. We appreciate.
Danny's supposed to have lost to Mauricio Herrera and got a close win against Peterson. He was supposed to have.
Yeah,
but things happen, Styles make fights, and Mauricio would outbox the shit out of you.
Here's a good one.
Yes.
Regis Prograis versus Mikey. Ooh. Wait, 140?
140. I'm over here sounding like the Jeopardy soundtrack.
At 140 now?
40,
and I may sound biased. Some people may say I'm crazy. At 140, I go with Mikey in that, I think.
I think people...
Especially now fighting these guys at 47.
Yeah, I think people for now, because they've seen Mikey lose, they all jumped off thinking Mikey's this average fighter. And he's not an average fighter. This kid's fantastic. He's a 4-time world champion.
I think especially coming down after fighting a guy like Spence and then a big guy like Vargas, at 140, I think Mikey wins that fight.
Yes. Danny Garcia he can't fight going backwards, and he got to hurt the body a couple times in the last fight. Right, Dana? But if you're fighting like Danny Garcia, do you have to fight backwards? Because nobody's pushing him back.
Well, let's go back to that. What did Prograis, for anybody to argue this, what did he show? I mean, Taylor's a good fighter, don't get me wrong. But he's a smaller guy.
Taylor's hittable, too.
And he's not that big of a power puncher. Yeah. And now you're talking about a guy like Mikey Garcia who went the distance, 2 weight classes up against a guy that could fight and that's strong like Spence.
And dominate everybody, all 39 other fights of his.
Yeah, I mean, I got Mikey in that fight.
Yeah.
I could confidently say that.
You know what? My thing is, I like Josh Taylor, but he's hittable. And Regis had a hard time with him, and he was dominated by Josh Taylor. I mean, good fight.
James Burrow says, I know Mikey's a good fighter, but I don't understand why people talk about his power at 147. He hasn't KO'd anyone since 135.
Who?
Mikey. I don't think anybody's talking about his power right now. We're talking about fights.
The sport's called boxing, not knockout.
I mean, he had one fight at 147 so far against Earl Spence,
and he only had one fight at 140. He only had one fight at 140,
and against Lipinets.
And who's gonna knock the fuck out of Lipinets?
So I mean,
but didn't he drop Lipinets on his back?
Yeah,
and busted him to pieces.
So let's go there on that one before you jump to that.
He only had 2 fights in those weight classes.
I'm not being like I'm not knocking you for saying that.
I'm fucking knocking you. I'm gonna hit you with a gong.
Or James Burrow. I'm not. But I mean, you can't go. Really, that made no sense on that. I mean, he fought Lipinets and he fought Earl Spence.
Everybody else was 35. So he fought 37 fights, all be 135 and below, and got almost all knocked. Pretty much 32 knockouts in those fights, and then 40 against Lipinets, who's a world champion right now. And 47 against Errol Spence, and we know how good fucking Errol is.
Here's a good one. Ricardo Escobar, I can't pronounce his name. Ricardo says, Robert Garcia said Ryan beats Tank. What you guys think?
I don't think so.
But I will tell you this.
I think he's getting better.
Ryan Garcia is looking better, and I don't think it's going to be quite the walkthrough that you guys think it's going to be.
I agree.
But if that fight was to happen next and I had to pick a winner, I'm going to go with Tank.
I think next year it might be a different fight. I think Ryan Garcia beats Tank next year, but I don't think this year right now. But the thing with this, and I said this, Ryan Garcia is always in shape. He's ready to fight. Tank, we don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
So that's going to make a big difference.
Yep.
What you do out of camp's more important than what you do in camp.
Oh, Leonard Holt says, I think Mikey fought Broner at 140. And I think he's right.
He did. And has anybody stopped Broner? Has anybody ever stopped him? I'll wait.
I know.
Manny didn't stop him. Sean Porter didn't stop him. Nobody stopped Broner. So
James Rogers, I love to wind up JD.
It's true though.
But we are right, James. I mean, I know you had a little truth. You thought you had something going on that one comment.
He should have sat that play out though.
But we love you and we enjoy you on the phone on the show.
It's true. He has great questions. He does. Philip Mitchell said, "It's great to hear guys have an educated opinion on a sport that they have participated in instead of so-called armchair experts." Thank you, Philip. I appreciate it. It means so much to me But I definitely
was mainly
Kelly.
talking
I know
about
he was
me.
talking about you. Shut up. Why do you gotta be a dick?
I'm not, man. I was just,
You know what I got for you? I got this punch for you right here. You can get that right in the fucking dick. I'm gonna hit you right in the cock. I'm gonna hit Justin the cock for laughing. We're up. Hey Justin, guess what I got?
You can't hit me in the cock from right there because my dick is that big.
It's Italian. Fair enough. Hey, guess what I got? I got a brownie in the mail.
Ooh. Why'd you bring it?
Well, I forgot, but I will bring it next show.
Mm.
Cut. We should bring the what do you call it? The big giant what's that big giant beer thing called? That Kelly has to watch us drink, but we'll drink it. What is it called? What? It's a big fucking giant barrel of beer.
Okay, I just had a brain fart.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna do.
that one thing.
Yeah.
That's,
Mikey Gracia turned down a rematch with Lippiest, and Danica turned it down also. Ryan Garcia still active. I like. Mikey turned down the rematch with Lippiest so he can move up to fight at 47.
Yeah.
It's a growler.
Growler, that's it. We're gonna do the growler.
Damon says,
Hey, Caleb the Ghost is watching.
"What's up, Caleb?"
He's a young fighter on the come up, so we gotta respect that.
Damon goes, "Guys, how do you rate Bomax stable now against other top stables?"
Who said that?
Damon.
I think Bomax one of the best trainers in the world.
He's stable's strong.
With Hooker added now, and we already know how good Crawford is, and we already know how good Herring is. I think Bomax one of the best trainers in the world. I really do. I'd put him in top 5 anyway.
And I think at this point too, with having these guys, now you have more than one champion. I think Bomax always going to be getting guys coming through. He built the stable.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna say Mike is one of the best of his generation. He's a complete fighter. He's already a Hall of Famer. Agree. Donovan says the underage girl stopped Broner when he was trying to slide in her DMs. Fair enough.
What happened?
The underage girl stopped Broner when he was trying to slide in her DMs. Fair enough. Esteban says, why do you think boxing is geographically producing champions in different parts of the country and not producing them in others? Sports are sometimes linked to climate and population in general.
It always changes, though.
Do you see boxing hotbed changing in years to come? Oh, man.
Right now, it's what? Eastern Europeans. And that's
well, he's talking about in our country.
Yeah, okay.
Or he's talking about, no, all over the world. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, but I think that's starting to wind down a little bit now.
And then you got the Asians coming up
in the
now.
smaller weight classes.
Yes.
And it always goes. I mean, it changes over time. Boxing, everything changes.
Susan says, okay, guys, Conor Benn, you completely keep leaving him out of 140. Conor Benn.
Sorry, Susan. I don't know who that is.
Is it Tom McGregor? I'm talking about Conor McGregor right now? I don't know. Conor, I don't know. Susan, please elaborate.
Kelly, does it make sense financially to keep sanctioning body belts, or is it better to vacate if nothing is happening? Damon, I'm going to be a straight shooter with you, and it depends on the person. I would vacate them. They're great to have and go fight for them and pay that one-time sanctioning fee.
Yeah.
But I would keep something like the WBC or the WBA. I would keep one of those belts and vacate the rest, because at that point, if you win 3 belts, people know you are the big dog and they're going to come in. You're always going to have a big money fight, because if you vacate them, people are still going to know that you're a champ. I mean, you're talking about a lot of money that comes out of the purse for sanctioning fees, especially if you have 3 or all of them. And that's why you see a lot of guys vacate them, because they don't want to pay that sanctioning fee. It's crazy.
Hey, Kelly, Andrew McCoy's on here, a good friend of mine. He's also he's a professional fighter. He's really good. Great southpaw. Also a good MMA fighter, too. Really good. Around the Columbus area. Good trainer. Really good trainer, too. And awesome. I just wanted to introduce you to him.
Cool, man. What's up, bro?
And then
James says, Burrell says, Conor Benn is Nigel Benn's son.
Yeah, I got it now. It just took me a minute. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen too much of Nigel Benn's son. I've seen it here and there, so I really can't say.
A very good British welterweight prospect.
Yes, I haven't seen too much
Susan,
of him.
I'll have to check him out. I'll pull up on the videos or YouTube.
I've seen very little of him. I saw him fight on an undercard not too long ago. Was it on DAZN? Maybe? I don't know. What about this?
No.
Let's talk about the UFC for a minute. Let's get into Conor McGregor and Cowboy Cerrone.
No.
Let's talk about it. Did you watch it?
I did.
That was fucking brutal.
It was pretty streets.
It was brutal. But what'd you think? What'd you think, Justin? Were you expecting that kind of? I did not expect that. I thought it was gonna go.
I like that shoulder.
2 or 3 rounds, dude. That shoulder fucked his eye up and broke his nose.
That was nice.
Cowboy's just tough. I didn't see him getting stopped like that. Not in 40 seconds. He has, but I didn't see it that happening.
Yeah, did he come off 3 losses, KO losses?
He has. But he's also won a lot too.
Well, because he's been in for a long time.
But saying that, Conor does not beat Khabib. Khabib's gonna wreck him again. Khabib will wreck his ass again.
Well, and in MMA, you never know. Like Conor may land a knee when he comes in or something, but for the most part, if I was a bet man, I'm going with Khabib.
Hey, if I have a 9-year-old that wrestles a fucking bear, this guy can last forever.
I should actually pay Khabib to come over and capture my coyotes.
You should have.
Guys got a real big coyote problem.
Did you see this, Kelly? I read about this.
I was talking about my coyote.
Sorry, I'll talk about coyotes.
Damn. No, go ahead.
Oh.
I got coyotes.
I didn't know this was the punchline with the coyotes.
Coyotes are at my crib.
What was the squidbillies?
Watch the tram.
Hey, Michael says, what's your opinion on Larry Holmes coming out of retirement to fight Jerry Cooney?
Oh, is that real?
Yes, it's real. Dude, I hope fucking Holmes kicks Jerry Cooney's ass every time he hits us when we're at the fights.
Nah, Cooney's all right, though.
Fuck. Hey, Jerry Cooney's fucked me up
twice.
twice.
I think Cooney, who knows? Cooney might have a little...
Hey, Cooney got some paws on him, don't he?
But he might talk a little bit. I still don't trust the fact that he may have talked about us behind our back to somebody. No, Cooney's cool, though.
Hey, that's what they all do, Kelly. They all talk shit about us behind our back in the fights, right?
Yep.
But that motherfucker's hit me 3 or 4 times. Every
Kidney,
fight.
got me with a kidney punch.
He slapped you in the face, too.
I looked up at him. I said, Cooney, you're going to get a rabbit punch one time right in your kidneys. You're going to be pissing blood for 2 days.
At Lomachenko, he came by and punched me in the leg, gave me a dead leg, and slapped Kelly in the face. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
It was a love tap. He didn't smack me in the face.
Well, he slapped you in the face, and you got away with it. How come he didn't love tap my fucking leg?
You gotta get that guy beat up, man.
How come he didn't love tap my fucking leg? That's what I want to know.
Well, because that's you. It felt hard to you.
Fucking bullshit, man.
Jerry Cooney, I'll cherry hot fist on a barbecue his ribs.
Hey.
No.
But you know what? Hey, that happens. Every time we go to fight, you got the media talking shit, right?
Yeah, well, I was going back to that serious thing.
But they don't talk. You know what though? They don't talk shit when they need a fight score, do they? Or a breakdown. They always want to know.
Everybody comes to us too. Remember, I'll never forget the Broner Mikey fight.
Yeah.
Up in the auxiliary. I mean, everybody was coming up to us like, how'd you have that?
Oh, we gave them the score. What was it, 117, 111 for Mikey and Broner? And they're like, and then they would write, they weren't even watching the fight. They were fucking eating the buffet.
Leonard, listen. James sometimes on certain things exaggerates. Jerry Cooney did not hit me in the face.
Slapped the shit right out of him.
He gave me a little tap on the face.
He was like Miranda hit him.
And he laughs. He likes us, and he'll come up and do like the little thing
that wasn't exactly
to our back. And I told him, I told Jerry, I said, one day I'm going to catch you with a rabbit punch right to the kidneys.
Was that exaggerated when he punched my leg and I went, ow? Or was that or was that exaggeration when Dan Raphael smashed my legs with his chair? Man down. Remember that? That motherfucker ran my legs over. I look like Rick James when they beat his legs up. My legs look like Linguini.
Yeah, you're gonna end up getting me.
You remember his legs were dragging out
here? You're gonna have me fighting Jerry Cooney.
Hey, you're about
push
to
Larry Holmes out the way, bro. I'm coming in this one, coming in hot. Hold on. Damon says, how do you guys rate Wilder versus Fury 2? Barn burner or bust? I think it's going to be like the first fight. I really do, Damon.
Yeah, me too.
Stephen A. Smith is the low light, to be honest. How could Stephen A. call Cowboy a quitter? That was horseshit.
That because I've seen Stephen Smith throw punches, and it was...
That man was a professional bull rider before he was an MMA player. He's never quit anything in his life.
Professional cave diver. Yeah. Do you remember that? He'd go in the... Yeah.
He was fixing on...
But did
bull riding?
Did you guys see Stephen A. Smith hit
that
mitts?
Was funny.
That was the worst thing. Did you see it? No. Dude, watch it. It was a fun... Look it up. Put it on the green screen. Stephen A. Smith hit the mitts. Oh, you don't have to. But, dude, you would fucking die. You'd roll out.
Our producer, guys, he's, taking a break.
He's taking a break today. He's like, fuck that. I ain't doing shit till next week. Gotcha.
We don't blame him.
We don't care. We don't fucking care. Hey, he takes care of all the little shit for us.
He keeps the show going.
He does. Fuck it. He can do whatever he
wants.
wants.
Without him, there ain't no show.
He can do what he wants.
This nice.
Hey, there's one of our editor, one of our chief writers, Simon's here.
Hi, Simon.
Will says, Kelly, your thoughts on Ruiz fired his trainer. Al Heyman got him fired because he wasn't training and was overweight. Well, that's not his trainer's fault. But
I don't know. That's his fight was not from the trainer. That was from his conditioning.
Can I ask you a question, Justin? You gamble, right? You've gambled. I don't know gambling, but it says Vargas is plus 450 against Mikey.
Plus 450, so you gotta to win $100, you gotta bet 450.
So Vargas is a favorite. Is Vargas a favorite then?
Plus the negative.
I don't understand. Sorry guys, I don't gamble like that. I don't understand. Plus 450 is Vargas.
Do you need me to drive you home? Are you having a mini stroke?
No.
Do we need to go next door to get you revived over at the
Yeah,
do we need to go next door for get you revived after the show? Okay, I'll go with you.
We got 4 minutes left.
And
we do, because I got to get home and let my doggies out.
Whoever's negative should be
Scott has a good question. Scott Best. What about Stephen A. Smith talking shit about Joe Rogan, saying that he can beat Joe Rogan up?
Rogan will end up kicking that dude to next week.
Dude, we know Rogan, and Rogan can fight.
What do you guys think of Top Rank treating Zerto Ramirez? He had only one fight last year. Who knows? I don't know who that's on though. I can't say Top Rank treating him.
Simon said Mike is a 4-1 favorite. That's what it means. Okay, thank you, Mikey, or thank you, Simon. I don't know what that means.
Simon lives in Reno.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Yeah, he worked at the casino. Yeah. I don't know this shit.
The money line will be whatever the number is. You have to bet. That bet.
So 400 to win 100.
Yeah. Okay, that ain't worth the fucking bet. I'm gonna bet these fuckers on here. I already got $50 in my bank account.
Mr. Just Because. What up, Kelly and James? What's up, homie?
Bobby says loyalty very rare these days. Standing up with your bro when it's 10-on-2. What's he talking about?
Ricardo
said. What's Bobby talking about?
What did he say?
Loyalty very rare these days. Standing up with your bro when it's 10-on-2. What is Bobby? Bobby, are you on the right page?
Bobby, come back to us. What up, Kelly and James? That's Mr. What's going on?
Joseph Bourbon says, "What's up, boys?" Jeffrey, thank you, Jeffrey, for that. I appreciate helping. I don't know. I'm fucking ignorant when it comes to gambling.
Ricardo said Mikey's favorite. You have to put 450 to win 100.
Yes, Mikey's a favorite. Yes, that's a good fucking bet. Plus means you win 450 for every dollar you bet on Vargas. For Mike, you'd have to bet 450 to win $1.
Oh shit, Fat Lazy Cat back on. What's up, Fat Lazy? He said, "Sorry if this has been asked, but just woke up. How did you guys feel about Tank at 135 versus Gamboa?"
He did what he was supposed to do. I wasn't impressed. I think he's a lot better than what we've seen on that night.
Mr. Just Because said, "Emailed the gym, making arrangements to get down there."
Bobby said, "Your shirt, jackass." Sweet. He's talking about your shirt.
Man, this was given to me, dog.
Has your name on it though. Fucking badass.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, right, fuck.
I get cool shit.
You do. You do.
I do.
I don't get nothing.
Well, yeah, you do.
I get Virgil t-shirts.
You got that one on there.
You got me that one for my birthday 2 years ago when I was really fat. And I appreciate it. It got me started on
what I'm saying?
It got me started on the fucking training train, right?
Jay Cortina says.
Oh, Stacy says. David says hi. Tell David I said hi, Stacy.
Top 3 pound for pound.
And you're pound for pound?
Right now, I would imagine Canelo, Loma, Crawford.
I got Crawford, Canelo, Loma.
Well, I didn't put them in order.
I did.
Yeah.
I still got Crawford over Canelo. I don't know why. Maybe Canelo over Crawford right now. I think I'm going to do Canelo over Crawford. Yeah, Canelo, Crawford, Loma.
That's where they rank.
Can't wait for Farmer versus Jojo Diaz and Daniel Roman. What did you think of Badu Jack? What do you think?
Oh, that was.
I think Badu Jack needs to consider other things right now. Maybe kind of rebuild a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, that wasn't that entertaining. That was one of the fights where I was like, when I was going, why do I have to watch this right now? And I was like, I'll record it, but I won't ever get to it if I record it.
Yeah.
So.
Joseph said, "Hey guys, what did you guys think of the Danny Garcia? Who should he fight next? Danny? Danny Garcia? Maybe fight Porter again. I would like to see that.
Yeah, but go out to maybe Spence or
maybe Spence. Maybe why not?
Listen, we got to wrap up on this today, though. I want to get last one in, Esther, just because Mayweather versus McGregor 2. I want to see McGregor fight Canelo. I want to see him fight somebody his weight.
Or Pacquiao.
No, not Pacquiao. He's way too big for Pacquiao.
Pacquiao still fuck him up.
I know, and I'll still take Pacquiao. But dude, if you're gonna keep doing that, like, go fight somebody like Canelo. or Triple G
or Bivol.
Or Bivol.
Canelo won't do it though. He already says he is.
No, Canelo don't give a fuck. There's not enough money to make him do it.
He says there's no business.
Canelo.
Who was trying to call him out? Fucking what the fuck?
The other fighter.
Yeah, the guy that
Masvidal, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, but
Canelo was like, yeah,
bro, Canelo has enough money to put McGregor's next fight in his kitchen.
That's true.
Right?
Okay, we got to answer one more because this guy came on. Jay Cortina says, bigger future star, Teofimo Lopez or Virgil Ortiz?
It depends.
I mean,
but right now they're equal right now. Right now.
Yeah. I think over personality wise, I may have to lean a little bit towards Virgil.
Virgil's,
but Teofimo, he draws people. He has people like that too. That flashy.
They like that flashy, but that knockout.
Like the Hector
those,
Camacho.
Those heavy knockouts pay the bills, though, don't they?
And Hector Camacho would. Yeah, but Virgil Ortiz is doing the same thing. So
yeah. I don't know. It depends what you look for. What kind of fan you are. Not every fan likes that brash, and not every fan likes quiet. I just. Yeah. There's one more here. What's your? No, we got Loma beating Teo. Oh, this is it. Philip says a trainer can train only if a fighter shows up. Diet is always up on the fighter unless he's living in camp like Manny Stewart's house. Agreed, Philip.
It is.
Yep.
But most fighters are in a camp.
Yep. Bivol kill him. Oh, Will Klaus Alexander, Zayas, look out for the kid. Top rank to sign him. I see him fight. The kid's good. He's 17.
Yep. And Canelo Saunders. Canelo, that's not even a question. Yeah. And Ortiz, silent assassin, he is.
Ortiz has a huge Mexican following.
Yep. Guys, thanks. It was fun to be back.
Great show.
We'll be back on next week. And we're here.
Hey, no, we're moving to Sundays.
Oh, Sundays. I'm sorry.
Oh,
we're back to Sundays because, listen, there ain't no more football.
We're going back to Sundays at 7 because football season is over.
We're back to Sundays. Enjoy Sunday Fun Day with the Punchline.
After next week. After next week. But no, after Super Bowl, we'll be back Sunday. We're Tuesday next week and then after Sunday, right? Right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Tuesday next. So Tuesday next week
and then Sunday after.
Yeah.
And then they got to subscribe. What else they do? Like.
Follow the show.
And
the
like
show
and
always
share.
knows.
They got to share and like, and they got to hit that little bell.
Yeah, share, like, subscribe, ring the bell.
And hey, share the show, guys. We're trying to get rich over here. Fuck.
Bye now.
All right. Have a great week, guys. Thank you for everything.